everybody, welcome to Rosie's Tips. Today we're going to be making a raw vegan chocolate cake, and it's so delicious and decadent and sweet. You guys are going to love this recipe. So what we're going to need is 6 ingredients for the cake. So we have 2 cups, a little bit over 2 cups of walnuts. They've been soaked overnight and drained and rinsed. You're going to need 1 cup of date honey, or you could use regular raw honey, or you could use maple syrup. I prefer date honey, and I'll leave a link below on my video how I make date honey. It's basically just soaked dates. You soak them for a couple of hours, and then you blend them. Make sure they're pitted dates. You blend them in the Vitamix or your blender, and you make like a date, like a honey consistency from the dates. Okay, you're gonna need about half a cup of cacao powder, raw cacao powder. You're gonna need half a cup of coconut flour, and you're gonna need about half a tablespoon of vanilla powder or 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and the coconut powder. Let's see, I got it, organic coconut powder. I think I got it at BJ's, but I don't know, they might have it at Sam's and Costco. You guys could look for that, the coconut powder. If you don't have it, you could use a rice flour or some other type of flour, but I prefer the coconut because it's a little bit, it has that natural sweetness. And you're gonna need a food processor. So we're gonna start. You're gonna need your food processor, and you're gonna need the S-blade. So we're gonna start with the walnuts, and we're gonna roughly chop the walnuts. We're gonna put that in the food processor. And I say that's pretty good. Oh yeah, that's really good. Since they're kind of wet, they did blend pretty well. I don't know if you guys could see that. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the, let's see, the honey, the date honey. Where's my spatula? Okay, I'm gonna add the date honey. Oh, that looks so good, and it smells good too. And I'm just gonna mix this in really quick before I make sure that the honey blends with the walnuts before I put in the rest of the ingredients. Very nice. Now I'm gonna put the rest of the ingredients. I'm gonna go ahead and put the coconut flour in there. I'm gonna put the vanilla powder. I have, yeah, half a teaspoon of the vanilla, but like I said, and a pinch of salt. You can use a whole teaspoon of vanilla extract, and my cacao powder, half a cup of cacao powder. So now we're gonna blend all this up. And you can see the batter already forming. So I'm gonna stop it. It's forming nicely into batter. I'm gonna bring the sides down, and I'm gonna just keep blending this. So here it is. Let me show you guys what it looks like. So there you go, that's the chocolate batter. Now I did bring the sides down a couple of times, and I added a little bit more of the date honey, a couple of teaspoons more. So have a little bit extra in case the ingredients are too dry, and it should come out looking like this. So now you're gonna need a springform pan. So in this case I have this one, it's a small one. If you want to do the chocolate cake on a large scale, just double the ingredients so you can make bigger springform. So what I did, I lined the bottom with parchment paper. I locked it, and I'm going to go ahead and put the batter in here, and then I'll come back and we'll start on the frosting, okay? I'm going to make the chocolate frosting for the cake, but before we do that, here is the cake, the chocolate cake in the pan. It's pretty high, it's up to here, so I'm sure you could have used a regular cake pan to make a nice sized chocolate cake, probably half the size of that. So I'm going to go ahead and you're going to refrigerate this for about 5 to 6 hours or overnight. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in the freezer just to speed up the process and while we're doing the frosting, okay? Okay, so now we're going to do the frosting. You're going to need 1 cup and 3/4 of date honey or maple syrup or raw honey, whichever you prefer. I always prefer to use the date honey because it's more natural and lower glycemic than the maple syrup, I believe. And you're going to need about 1/2 cup of raw cacao powder. You're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla powder or 1 whole teaspoon of vanilla extract, pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and you're going to need 2 ripe avocados. So the first thing I know, avocados is actually a fruit. So it really does taste, at first I was and I was used to eating my avocados with salt and lemon and stuff, and I was so anti using the avocados for sweetness, but one of my friends, Renee, hey Nay, she told me that a lot of people do use them for frostings and for sweet desserts. So I did my little research and I found out how to use it in the chocolate frosting. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna pour the date honey in the food processor. Actually, let me move that over so you guys can see. So I didn't wash the food processor. So I left it with the chocolate cake in there, some of the chocolate cake, so you don't have to wash it. We're going to do the date honey first, put that in there, and we're going to do the cacao powder. I might have put a little bit less than 1/2 cup. I'm not great with measurements. And we're going to do the 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Put those in there. We're gonna do the 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla powder, the pinch of salt, and we're gonna mix this up before we put in the avocado, and we're gonna make sure that the wet ingredients get mixed very well. So very good, that looks nice. I'm gonna kind of tip it a little bit to show you guys what it looks like. So there you go, a little chocolatey right there. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put all the avocados. Actually, just so it blends a little bit better, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and dice the avocados a little bit in there. And then I'm gonna scoop them in the processor. Okay, so I have all my avocado diced and in the food processor. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up. Okay guys, so it's all done. I just brought the sides down a little bit, and I didn't blend it too much because it's very soft, so all the ingredients blend. As you can see, the consistency is really thick and it's stiff like frosting, just like the frosting you would buy in the stores. It's just as stiff, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try it. As you can see how stiff that is. It peaks really well. Yummy guys, this is delicious. Oh, it tastes just like frosting. Mmm. It tastes like creamy, rich, delicious chocolate frosting. So good. Oh, so this is what it looks like, just like frosting, you guys. Oh, and it's yummy. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna refrigerate this just for a little bit while the cake is getting a little hard in the freezer. And then I'll be right back with everything is done and I'll frost the cake, okay? So what I did is I took the cake and I split it. I actually took half of the batter out and I put it in another one so I could do a double layered cake. So I just kind of got the idea at the last minute. So I had these in the freezer for about 2 hours and I've had the frosting in the refrigerator. So now we're gonna assemble the cake, okay? So we're gonna do one piece and we're gonna do frosting in the center and then we'll do the other piece on top and then we'll frost the rest of the cake, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this up in the spring form, and there's the first layer of chocolate cake. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it on the plate, turn it over, just like so. And there it is. And I'm gonna put the frosting in the center with a spatula. So let's start doing that part. Oh wow, the frosting came out perfect. It's nice and it's thick enough to just, it goes on smoothly with the on the cake with no issues. Just like that. Okay, so now let me put, I'm actually gonna put plenty of it around it. Make sure it's a little thick, because I think I'll have a lot of frosting for the whole cake. Hopefully I have enough for the whole cake. Okay, so I'm sure some of it is going to ooze out on the sides too, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the other part. So I'm going to move that aside. So there we go. Okay, so now this piece will go on top of the other one, and I'm gonna have to freestyle this one with my hands. So it's pretty stiff. You can move it around with your, you could hold it with your hands just like that. And put that right there. See if I can center it. Push it down a little bit so it could be level. That looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and frost the rest of the cake and I'll be right back as soon as finished product. So this is our chocolate, delicious chocolate, raw vegan chocolate cake. Remember, it's all raw, no bake, and all natural ingredients that are healthy for us, healthy fats, not bad fats. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. At this point, when you're done frosting, I would recommend putting it in the refrigerator for a while before cutting it, or the freezer, and less time. And remember, you could keep this in the refrigerator for a couple of days, and if you're not gonna eat it right away, if it lasts longer than that, which I don't see why it would, you could go ahead and freeze it also. It lasts longer in the freezer as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this and we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna try a piece for you guys and let you know how it tastes. Now remember, you don't need thick pieces because it's very rich and it's very delicious. So I actually cut a piece that's a little bit too big, but I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Let me see if it comes out perfect. And there's a piece of chocolate cake I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the plate and I'm gonna try it. That looks so beautiful, you guys. Okay guys, so I stopped the camera just to take a couple pictures for Facebook because it looks so beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna taste it and see what it tastes like. So there it is. There's a chocolate, beautiful chocolate cake. Okay, and it just looks so beautiful. I mean, it looks like real chocolate cake. Okay, here it goes. Really soft and moist. Oh wow, yummy, you guys. So delicious. Oh, it's so good. Oh wow. I hope you guys love this recipe, and if you like it, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll continue to bring great ideas for you guys to eat your fruits and vegetables in a raw form. And please do try this recipe. It is so rich and so delicious. You could also decorate it with strawberries and fruit on top. You could drizzle it with a little bit of chocolate syrup. You can make it from the same way I make my date honey. You just add a little bit of cacao and make a little syrup from it. But yeah, I hope you guys try it and enjoy the recipe. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.